front end alignment at home, just your basic toe-in setting. I've gone out and I've looked at several videos, and they show setting up jack stands and pulling string from one end of the vehicle to the other, and there's all these measurements and all these other things. I have a little faster way to do it. It's something my dad taught me years ago, and just a few things you need to keep in mind: that your vehicle has the same track width, that you're running the same size wheels and tires all the way around on the vehicle, and that the rear axle is solid, non-adjustable rear axle, and that all your steering components are in good condition. There's not a lot of slack in a bunch of your components. All your control arms, your ball joints, your tie rods, inner and outer, all that is tight. All you're going to need is a piece of string that can reach from the rear of the vehicle all the way to the front of the vehicle, a tape measure, believe it or not, 2 garbage bags, and your hand tools to loosen up your components so that you can make your adjustments. Come on, let's get into it. Okay, one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our steering wheel is in the straight ahead position. The bars are straight across. That way you don't, when you get done, that your steering wheel's not crooked. The next thing you're going to do is set up for your bags. Okay, what I've got some carpet squares that I use when I do this, and because my driveway's got gravel rock, and the plastic bag doesn't exactly want to work as well as if you have smooth concrete. It's fine, but with these rocks it has a tendency to not work as well. Set up a piece of carpet. I'll take my trash bag. It's a windy day, so I don't know if I can get them to stay in place without help, but we're going to try. And let's suspect it. Windy day. You're going to blow around, of course. I'll go around to the other side and I'll come back and I'll show you what's next. When I pulled the vehicle in, I came to a gentle stop and I made sure my wheels were pointing straight forward. Now I have my carpet strips set up and my plastic bags set up. So like I said, the carpet strips are optional just because my driveway is coarser gravel. If you have smooth concrete or asphalt, you probably won't need it. Now, I'm not going to crank the vehicle. I'm going to just hold the brake and gently let it roll back on top of the plastic bags and gently stop it. If you haven't guessed by now, the purpose of the plastic bags is those are my slip plates. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to loosen our sleeves, our adjuster sleeves, on this 91 GMC Sonoma. And there's some on each side, and you have to loosen both sleeves. And you actually turn the sleeves to make the adjustments. Okay, we've got the components loose in the back. Now it's time for the string. What you're going to want to do is take your string, and as you can see here, I have a tie-off point under my vehicle, under the fender, that is right close to the center line of the wheel. You can tie it to a spring, you can tie it to like this as a strut brace for the rear fender. Anything like that's fine, as long as when you cross the center, you come across the center line of the tire. And you're going to want to pull your string the length of the vehicle. And you'll pull your string very tight. Put a lot of pressure on it, so you'll want it tied off well in the back. Check your center line, make sure you're close, at least close. Drop down a little bit. There we go. Alright. Now pull your string tight, and you're going to bring it closer and closer to the wheel, to the front tire. You see how it just touches the back edge. I'll do it where it's exaggerated so you can see it. See, when you come just to where it touches the back edge of the front tire, and then the distance from the string to your tire in the front is how far towed in it is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to adjust that until that tire is perfectly straight ahead. Okay, we're back. I went underneath. I actually had my son come out and give me a hand and have him hold the string so we could tell what was going on. What you're going to do is you're going to draw the string out, like I said, until it just touches the back edge of the front tire. And that will help get your wheels to point it in the straight ahead direction. And you're going to want to recheck your steering wheel to make sure it's still pointed in the straight ahead direction, that your spokes are aligned properly. Now I'm going to reset and get ready to do the other side. Okay, we've got our string set up. Same scenario as last time. Drawing the string across, pulling it across the center line of this tire, and you want them to come together almost simultaneously. Now, let me go underneath and I'll show you the adjuster sleeves again, just for good measure. You can see the adjuster sleeve there. This side only took approximately a half a turn. This side over here took nearly a turn and a half. Okay, and you'll want to go back inside again. Double check your steering wheel, make sure that it's locked still, hasn't moved. And that should have your front tires and rear tires pointed in the same direction. Now, that gets you where your steering wheel is centered. Now you need to check your toe in. That's where the tape measure comes in. Okay, what we're going to talk about now is actually setting the toe in alignment. And here I can see. You see the grooves in your tire? Okay. And I know some people are going to not like this, and I'm going to get thumbs down. But I have done this for years, and it's close enough that it doesn't eat the tires up. It gets it into the ballpark to where you can drive the vehicle safely without tearing up your tires. But I have the same kind of tires on the front and rear of this vehicle and side to side. So what you're going to do is you'll get a partner to come out and help you and select a groove, a tread groove. So just count, like I say, count 1, 2 in. And you're going to measure to whichever groove. You're going to have them put the tape measure catch in the same groove on that side and measure to this side and get your measurement. You'll want to start in the back and get your measurement and write it down. And then come to the front and get your measurement and write it down. And if it's longer in the front, of course that means it's towed out. If it's when you start going shorter in across distance in the front, that means it's towed in. And you want no more than about 1/8 of an inch towed in. That's probably pushing it. Between 1/8 and 1/16 of an inch towed in, and that will generally keep you from wearing out your tires. Now next I'm going to go get my assistant and have him come around here and get him to help me do the measuring on these tires. Okay, so I have got my assistant out here and we have selected the grooves in the tire, which we're both going to use the same groove on the front, or the rear and the front edge of the tire. We're going to start by measuring the rear edge of the tire. Alright, you got your groove. Okay. Alright. You good over there? Okay, it's 54 and 15/16 of an inch. All right, let's go measure the front side. I'll leave you on an angle where you can see what I'm doing down here. All right, got your groove. And it measures 54 7/8, which means that it's 1/16 towed in, and all I have to do at this point is lock off my adjusting sleeves.
Hey guys, just wanted to give you a quick note on doing your toe-in adjustment. With the wheels straight ahead as they are when you set it with the string, you only need to move these adjusters about 1/4 of a turn to probably achieve what you need to achieve. Some vehicles may be different, but 1/4 of a turn should be all it takes to get you where you want to go. Now, with that said, if you need to make an adjustment, you turn each sleeve equally, meaning if you turn 1/4 turn on this side, you need to turn 1/4 turn on the other side.
Well, now that you've got your alignment set, make sure you tighten up all the components and bolts and screws and nuts, whatever it took to get your adjuster sleeves loose. Make sure that they're tightened to the factory torque spec, and then you're going to want to test drive the vehicle to make sure that your steering wheel is straight, the vehicle tracks straight. And I've been doing this kind of alignment at home for years. There are a couple other adjustments, your caster and camber, and they really require more sophisticated equipment than just setting the toe. The toe is the most critical part of tire wear and to prevent tire wear. But if you've changed a few components at home and you want to be able to drive it to the alignment shop, you can use this method and it won't tear your tires up, and you will be able to drive it and get it to the alignment shop. With that, I guess we'll go for a test drive. Okay, let's take your girl for a whirl and see how she does. Too bad. I've been further off before. Steering return's decent. This old truck's got a pull to the left. It always has. I've had it for 6 years, and I've never taken it in to get the caster and camber set. I always just set the toe. Our roads around here are horrible. Steering wheel's pretty well straight. So far I'm pretty happy with that. Let's get out here on a stretch road with a little speed and see what we've got. One thing I did remember to mention is that one of the other things you need to do is make sure, believe it or not, that your air pressure is consistent in all your tires. That makes a difference too, however slight, but with this home alignment, you need everything to be as tight and as correct as possible so you can get it as close as possible, because we're not using computerized laser type tools which you're going to get at a professional alignment shop. You're getting close and in the, close enough to work and in the game, so to speak. So if you make sure that everything is as good as it can be, you'll get that much closer. Right now, it's not even really pulling one way or the other, and steering wheel's pretty stinking straight. I'm pretty happy with it. That little crown in the road is making me dip and move. The pull that was in this truck before I set this toe earlier, if you let the steering wheel go, it would start changing lanes. This is actually pretty good. Let's see if it stops straight. Pretty fair. Little drift, not bad. It's pretty good. Let's go up here in the parking lot, the school parking lot, and we'll wheel this sucker around. Hurry up and do this before they start lining up for school dismissal. Oh, where went my tools? Alright guys, it's been good having you on here today. I'm glad y'all could come in with me, and hopefully you learned something. Hopefully I was clear in my trying to teach you how to do this. It's always my goal is to give you the best information that I can, give you what little bit of knowledge I've picked up through the years. There'll be some, like I said earlier, that won't agree with my methods 100%, and that's okay. Leave something in the comments below. Tell me what you think I did wrong. Leave me a thumbs up. Tell me what you think I did right.